Welcome to Mental Health Week or Mental Health Awareness Week. My name is McCarthy Silverall.
And my name is Sarah Hoagland. I'm the second half of the behavioral health team here at RTC.
Yes, we provide behavioral health services, which we'll be telling you about a little bit later. But first, we're going to do some housekeeping and introductions. So we have a few events this week, but before we jump in, we just want to let you know if you are presenting, please make sure when you hit record, you also make sure you record to cloud and turn transcription on. And that's just to help us make sure that when we upload it to the behavioral health YouTube page, it's got closed captioning in it already. If you have breakout rooms or anything like that, please make sure you double check before starting your session so you don't run into too many technical issues. And when you do finish recording and it's on the cloud, please email it to me at msoverall@rtc.edu. That is MSOVERALL @rtc.edu so we can get it uploaded to the behavioral health page. And if you are not presenting, we ask that you keep yourself muted unless you're participating in discussion or invited to answer questions.
And so we just wanted to start with a land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that RTC sits uninvited on the ancestral land of the Puget Salish people, including the Duwamish, the Suquamish, the Snoqualmie, the Tulalip, and Muckleshoot nations. We are grateful to the original inhabitants of this land upon which we gather and dialogue. We also acknowledge our increasingly virtual world in which RTC's work is done across multiple Indigenous lands, in some cases away from Puget Salish territories. We thank the original caretaker of our lands, of our local lands and waters who are still here.
Thank you so much for that, Sarah. And to kick off Mental Health Awareness Week, we have a special guest with us here today, Dr. Kevin McCarthy, the president of Renton Technical College.
Thank you, McKinney and Sarah, and really glad that everyone's here. This is being billed as the first annual Mental Health Week, and sometimes that's a bit risky when you're saying it's first and annual, but it really shows our commitment as a college to this really important topic and the services we provide for the students in the community. So we look forward to this being an annual event, and not just this week, but that all the services that are being provided by this great staff that you'll be learning more about today. And really, I think to engage everyone, because we all contribute in ways to our own mental health and the mental health of our peers and our colleagues and our students. So I welcome you all in joining us in that regard. Like physical health, mental health, you can take steps towards making it better. And what we really want to push is that we're preventative and we take actions to make mental health better, and at the same time realize what resources are there in case there are things that need to be reacted to because there's a crisis. But it's really that balance, really kind of taking care of each other and ourselves to start. And we know that this year has really been difficult in many ways. Both kind of lived experiences and the uncertainties that have gone with it have been pretty fertile ground for mental health challenges, whether it's anxiety or depression or risky behaviors or thoughts of suicide. And many, many people feel this way. So no one is ever alone, and they shouldn't act like they're alone and it needs to be hidden. But really, to be healthy, we need to take on preemptive ways to get our health good. And so I'm really glad that everyone's here. I'm glad of the services that the colleges offer, and we are very interested in keeping those getting better and better. So thank you, McKinney and Sarah, for starting us off, and everyone else that's presenting, because we have lots of offices that can provide support. So really looking forward to this week. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. McCarthy. So we have a lot of exciting things ahead this week, a lot of exciting events. And I do want to give a quick shout out to Sarah, because she has been the coordinator of Mental Health Week. So we're gonna go ahead, Sarah, if you don't mind, do a really brief overview of what we have coming up for this week.
Yes. So, as we have mentioned before, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And so we chose this week to provide some information and to collaborate with departments across campus because, like everyone has said, really the college and all of the different departments make a huge difference in students' mental health. And so we wanted to make sure that everybody was able to present some information, and then also that students were able to identify different departments that helped in different ways, right? Because us being in this virtual world, maybe students are unaware of some of the things that we offer. And so today is the kickoff. This is the virtual resource fair. So we've got the LRCC, we've got advising, behavioral health, veterans services, disability resource services, a lot of the different departments here on college campus and virtually that can help with just general things that students may need help with. And then later on today, we have McKinney providing information about the mental health it's called Deconstructing the Mental Health System info session for BIPOC resources with McKinney. And then tomorrow, we just have more and more. So tomorrow we've got Jake with Disability Resource Services, how to obtain accommodations. We've got several people here on campus who are going to do Men of Merit. And I don't think we probably have time to go through each of these, but it's on a web page. The website services folks created an amazing page for us. So take a look. There's a lot of sessions that are, I think, not just interesting, but also can be really helpful, not just to you, but also maybe to other students. And so maybe you're talking with a student, maybe you hear them say something and it piques your interest because you're like, oh, I went to a session and I remember Jake can actually help with this. Or I went to a session and maybe this is something, the student can get involved with ASG. That might be really helpful. And so let me get them connected with them or whatever it is. So we just want to make sure that these resources are available to people and that not just students, but student staff and faculty have that opportunity to understand how important we all are to contributing to the positive mental health of our students.
Thank you so much, Sarah. So we're going to go ahead and kick this off and have Ty present on LRCC first.
Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ty. I'm the director of the Learning Resource and Career Center, otherwise known as the LRCC. Some folks say the LRC. We'll take it all. We'll take it all. But we are so grateful today to be a part of this. Got our wires crossed a little bit about what we were going to be doing, but I'm glad we're on the same sheet of music now. I panicked a little bit. I was like, wait, what do we do? Okay. So I'm so grateful. Been at RTC a little under 2 years as the director of the LRCC, and have currently about 50 folks who work, about 48 to 50 folks who work with us, and providing a couple of different things, a bunch of different things. The biggest thing that we provide is student tutoring by students, by previous students, and by folks who have not ever been students, but work in the community, in the field that they're tutoring, and they're kind of the experts on what they're tutoring. And we do that in a bunch of different ways. Currently now with the pandemic, primarily we tutor via Zoom and via our e-tutoring platform. That's the number 1 and number 1A ways that we tutor. We're working on some other ways to enlarge that tutoring footprint. But that's number 1. We tutor according to the subjects that we have folks hired for. And so typically we have most of the gen ed stuffs every quarter, and then we kind of get to the more specialized fields quarter by quarter. So we encourage folks who know anybody. They do not have to be a former RTC student. All we ask is that they present some sort of credential to show that they have an expertise of some kind in an area that we teach on campus. We connect with every class on campus, every subject area, every degree plan, and we're pretty connected to almost every entity on campus as it relates to student involvement. The second thing that we do, we provide career exploration, guidance, resume help, that sort of thing in our career center. That's what our career services manager, Bo Dong, and her team, they kind of provide that. So we go into classrooms, we talk to students about being prepared for interviews, about crafting their resume and their work history and converting some life skills that may be work history, connect them to employers. Just had a virtual employer fair last week. It was really had about almost 50 employers come to the fair to provide access to those students for that. So we're building that up with the city of Renton, with outside agencies. We're actually going across the globe to connect students to jobs that may be out of state and even two people out of the country. So we're pretty proud about that. That was pretty awesome. And that's it. The other thing that we provide is some technological help with our laptop assistance program, our laptop loan and technology program. We have laptops, we have Chromebooks, we have ASIM bots, we have, higher end laptops, we have, you name it, headphones, we have hotspots. And so we have a staff Monday through Thursday from 10 to 3 that work alongside our computer technology team, our IT team, to kind of fit those laptops and make sure that everything's working in order. If anything breaks, bring them back. We have our own internal geek squad that we call chips. And they'll be able to manage that thing. If it breaks down or if it doesn't feel right or something's not working right, bring it back to us and we'll completely fit the entire thing. The other thing that we have that I'm really proud about is our partnerships with areas across campus like WorkSource. I see Jake is on here. We partner with him and the library, behavioral health. We partner with pretty much everybody to provide students with I see that day. Yeah, I see Day on here. We partner with a whole bunch of folks all the way across campus to make sure that students get what we would call wraparound services. So if students need housing, we have them come down and we'll connect them. If students need library, I see Emily on here and Keith on here. It's so great to see you all. We just kind of partner with everybody. If you need anything, if our veterans come down, go to my associate dean, Wade, and we send them up that way. And one of the biggest things that we've done is we're partnering with our pantry. It used to be called the food pantry, and now we call it the pantry because we provide more than food. And I'm most proud of that growth of our pantry because it wasn't just the LRCC, but our entire campus community came together and gave food, supplies, hygiene items, cosmetic items, even down to baby diapers and baby milks. We even got dog food once. It was pretty awesome that someone gave us some dog food. And so that's the thing, students can come and get enough for their family, not just themselves, but for them and their family. We also have a transportation piece where we give away bus cards, $20 on a bus card, free of charge to our students, and they can take as many as they need. And so we do a lot of different things down there to help the entire student need, if you will. If they need to be connected to financial aid, we know who to call. If they got to be connected to, behavioral health or anyone, we know who to call. So we're kind of like the one-stop shop place to connect students to the resources that they need. And I think I got everything. I think, other than cure, hunger in the world, we're kind of doing some little things on there to kind of make it a better place for everybody. If I missed anything, one of you folks can kind of help me out. I think I got all of it.
Thank you so much, Ty. What's the best way to reach LRCC?
The best way to reach us is via email because we're remote right now. So lrcc@rtc.edu. Thanks, Sarah. That's our email address. Really simple. A lot of letters, but it's really simple. If you call, it may be some time before we're able to get back to you because we're remote right now and our phones are in the office. My direct phone number, though, is 425, wait, I wrote it down, 425-235-2352. And my extension is 2222. I remember that part, Wade. My extension is 2222. So give me a call, leave me a message, but the best way to contact me and the team is via email. My email is tsomerville@rtc.edu. I actually answered that one the quickest because it's also on my phone.
Thank you so much, Ty and LRCC. So next up, we have Jake with Disability Resource Services.
Thank you, McKinney. So my name is Jake Swanky. I'm the Director of Disability Resource Services. I'm actually going to pull up my website to talk about some of the stuff that we do and how to get in touch with me. All right, so my website should be on the screen. I will say the easiest way to find my website is the way that I find it actually, is I always Google it. You can just Google RTC DRS, and I will be the first link right there at the top of the search results. So our marketing team is doing some good job with those search analytics. And so for the work that my office does, the kind of short version is that DRS provides accommodations to students with disabilities and health conditions at Renton Technical College. My office can also help students with disabilities find other resources on and off campus, such as I do, as Ty mentioned, work a lot with the RTC. I connect students with them for tutoring, connect students with Wade and Levi for veteran services if they're a veteran, and a lot of other services around and off campus too. So my work is not just limited to modifications and some of the accommodations you see listed here can really help students access a variety of resources in the area. Right now, during remote operations, the best way to get in touch with me is via email or phone. So you can see those here on my website. And there is a general DRS email address. Go ahead and just email me directly because that's the one that I'm checking constantly throughout the day. The DRS email I check about once a day. And then my phone number there, 425-235-2352, extension 5540. And then my email address, I'll say it out loud, J Swanke, and that's JSWA, N as in Nancy, KE @rtc.edu. The other thing that's not listed here is my office also participates in the RTC Virtual Welcome Center. That is a Zoom drop-in. I'm in there on Tuesdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So you're welcome to pop in there, ask me a few questions if you just need a quick conversation, or you're not quite ready to schedule a meeting with me yet. Also, that's a great way to kind of break that ice and decide if DRS is the correct place for you. And then as I'm wrapping up, getting ready to turn over to my next colleague, I just want to also give a plug that tomorrow I will be going more in depth about my office of services, including a more expansive definition of what disability is, talking more about accommodations in the whole process. So if you're looking to attend that, you can check the Mental Health Awareness Week page that Sarah shared earlier. And I will be presenting tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. The title of the presentation is Disability Resource Services, How to Obtain Accommodations. So feel free to catch me there as well, where I'll be going over this and answering questions. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, Jake. Next up, we have Wade and Levi from Veteran Services.
Thank you, Sarah McKinney. What I'll do is I'll kind of kick off with an overview of Veteran Services from my vantage point, and then kind of hand it over to Levi, who's our VETCOR navigator, to kind of talk about the ways he directly supports students. So my name is Wade Parrott. I'm the Associate Dean for Student Engagement and Retention, formerly the Veterans Manager. And at RTC, we really pride ourselves in providing services to veterans, not only those who serve, but also family members who want to utilize veterans benefits, with really good customer service on how to make the best educational choice to use their benefits, VA benefits specifically. I will go ahead on and share my page now to show you our website. Okay, can everyone see the webpage? Okay, so if you visit our RTC Veterans webpage, you'll see the first thing that we put on there is our military-friendly silver medal school designation. And what that does is that signifies that we are a school that believes in the principles of excellence. So we are transparent. We really try to give our veteran students, those who are new and those who are returning, objective information about programs and information. And we also try to let them know what we need from them as well up front to make the process really, really smooth and easy. We provide many different supports to our veterans, but the first and most important is really helping them access their VA benefits to apply for a program of study. And if you click on our quick start guide, you will see that there's a lot of different steps to applying. So one of the first things we try to do is really talk with veterans about what it is that they're motivated to do. What are they interested in? We really try to take that first step with guided pathways and really helping them get started on the right path. And then we provide support through students along the way to ensure that they're making milestones and progress towards completion. One of the first steps we do is sit down and talk with veterans about how to apply for their GI benefits or their veterans benefits if they haven't already done so. There's many different types of benefits veteran students can apply for. Like I said, whether they serve directly or they're transferring benefits to a family member, we really want to establish how they're receiving those benefits and the best way to apply them. We are available through before the pandemic walk-in, but now virtual Zoom sessions. We are part of the advising and counseling lobby, which Levi is going to talk about shortly. We're also available by phone and email. And typically the way we work with new students is we meet with them one-on-one. Typically our vet core navigator, Levi, will meet with the new student one-on-one, figure out their information, talk with them about their interests, collect all of their veteran information, and then pass that on to our certifying official, Margot Azutsu, who actually goes in, certifies students each quarter, and also double checks to make sure that the programs and classes they're taking are in alignment with their degree plan so that there's no issues with veteran student funding. A critical component to students going to school and utilizing their VA benefits to pay for tuition is their housing allowance. VA students typically are allotted a monthly housing stipend based on the amount of credits that they're taking and also their ability to qualify for 100%. So Levi will typically work with new students, help them gather that information, choose a program, get credits transferred in from other institutions if they have taken classes elsewhere. And then we'll pass that information on to Margot Azutsu, our certifying official, who goes through and actually certifies students each quarter and puts that information into the VA system. That's typically the process for a lot of our students. We also help them with and encourage them to apply for financial aid because students can receive VA educational assistance and financial aid at the same time. And we really want to make sure that they maximize those resources. So that's kind of a general process of how we initially work with students. Once students are enrolled, we do provide a lot of follow-up for them. So one example of that is early veteran quarterly registration. Our veterans are typically the first to be able to register for the upcoming quarter. So we really try to make sure that we connect with them early on, work with them to figure out what their course schedule is so that they're enrolled as early as possible so we can get them certified as early as possible. I joke with a lot of our veterans that the sooner we can get all the information in and get you certified, the less worry you have to be concerned with respect to your housing stipend or making sure that you have your tuition paid and all of your books. Another important piece we do in relation to Jake Swanky is connecting our students with disability resources. So we've intentionally included Jake's information on our webpage, as well as Levi's and Margot's. So if you wanted to contact any of our veteran services staff and or disability resources, you can do so as well, because there's a lot of cross collaboration there. Typically, our goal is to help students with getting in, staying on the path, and graduating. And I'm really happy to say that in looking at a lot of our institutional research data, some of our VA students struggle the first quarter, but they really do a good job of persisting and completing programs. I think roughly 74 to 75% of all of our veterans from 2018 through 2020 came through, persisted, and actually finished our program, which is pretty high and something that we're proud of. We can always improve upon that progression and completion rate, but we're really happy with the initial structure and how we support veteran students initially. So that's kind of an overview of our program. And then I'll kind of hand it off to Levi to talk about his expertise and experience directly working with some of our students in his capacity as a vet core navigator.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Wade. So my name is Levi Christensen. I've been with RTC as the vet core navigator for about 5 months now. And you can reach me by email or by phone. My email is lchristiansen@rtc.edu. To spell that is CHRISTIANSON. Or you can reach me by phone, and the phone number is 425-235-2352, extension 5838. Or you can also reach me at the open lobby Zoom meetings on Thursdays from 2 to 4 in the afternoon, as well as schedule a Microsoft Teams meeting with me one-on-one. I think the best way to do it would be email if you want the quickest response, or to leave a voicemail on the phone number. And mainly how I help students is I just navigate them through the whole process of making sure they get their benefits and enrolled in the program that they want to get enrolled into. And I also like to offer my support as a peer mentor whenever I can, because a lot of the times it can be challenging for a veteran to transition from a military lifestyle to a civilian lifestyle or college environment. So I try to help them in that way, because I've gone through that transition. A lot of the times I'll have to reach out and try to get documents or just make sure that people are actually attending the school, because that seems to be a big issue, is attendance. But yeah, I just pretty much all I do.
Thank you, Levi. Really appreciate it and appreciate the work that you do. In addition to the support Levi provides, we also host, before the pandemic, it was in person, but now it's virtual events. So Veterans Day, which is typically held on November 11th, we have a virtual celebration for a lot of our veterans, and then Memorial Day as well. We're hoping that in the future, we can possibly return back to doing these in person, because I think that the impact and the recognition for a lot of our veterans is really, really important. We also collaborate with a number of other schools on certain initiatives and policy that affect our veterans. So before I transition into my role now, I would work with other veterans managers at schools to really advocate and lobby on behalf of our students for policy changes at the state level that would make it easier for our students to utilize their benefits and or transfer their benefits. One of the big breakthroughs we had 2 years ago was being able to allow veteran students to enroll in hybrid courses and still have those courses be counted as in person. Before, they were only counted as online, which had an effect on their benefits. So that's one example of collective advocacy and how it can benefit not only RTC veterans, but veterans at our colleges statewide. And we're hoping to resume a lot of that advocacy as we move forward, because as we all know, remote learning is a reality for a lot of our veterans. It has been a significant challenge. What makes it more challenging is when they cannot get full housing allowance to enroll solely in online courses, which at this time, they don't have any choice. So we're going to be advocating strongly for allowing veterans to be able to utilize all online courses and still get the full housing allowance. That's our next kind of big battle, but that's essentially what we do. And again, we really pride ourselves on providing strong customer services to our veterans and making sure that we're here to support them, not only when they enroll, but throughout their journey into completion.
Thank you so much. You guys are doing so much. Thank you, Wade and Levi. Next up, we have Day, Keith, and Emily here from the library, and Day has been nominated to provide the information. Thank you.
Hey everyone, so good to be here. McKinney and Sarah were one of the first people that I met with. I'm only 3 months into my job as the new instruction librarian, and they were one of the first people to kind of reach out and meet with me, and I was so excited to hear about Mental Health Awareness Week and wanted to participate. And then when I brought it up with my library team, they were all in, and we have several very passionate mental health advocates on our team, including Keith and Emily. So I want to give them a chance to introduce themselves as well, and then I'll go over services that we provide.
Thanks, Day. Ty, you had said something about wires being crossed at the last minute or something, and I think you were referring, if I may be so bold as to say this, I think you were referring to the actual logistics of what was going to happen at the last minute. I'm not sure, but Day and I had a similar transaction earlier. It's one of those Monday mornings, and I thought I understood what I was doing in my role in this fair. But I think I'm just going to, if I may briefly just say something that I've realized in this fair. I can hear you all right now because of the $6,000 pieces of equipment that are behind each of my ears, which I was only able to get through Disability Resource Services. And I got them shortly after, no, I got them actually during the interview process for Renton when I was interviewing here. And they allowed me, I got them because Disability Resource Services understood that, if I can't hear in the interview process and I can't hear, then I'm unable, and it was affecting me, and I didn't realize how much. I was also able to more than once get help for mental health resources that I have needed over the years. And so these two services I have myself availed and benefited from. And so yes, when I heard this was going to be the first annual mental health week at Renton Technical College, I was like, I don't know what my role can be, but I can say that I'm a case study and I'm a firm advocate in mental health resources. So yeah, thanks, Day. And I'm going to turn it off to Emily, I guess. Is that the deal?
Thanks, Keith and Day. I was not expecting to say anything today. I just jumped on this morning. I am busy working on my presentation for tomorrow, which is going to be on grief and mental health. And I hope all of you can attend. Just be aware that it's bring your box of Kleenexes because you may need them. But I look forward to being involved with mental health. It is a discussion that is not brought up enough in this country. And I hope by RTC starting with this, that it will be a start for this discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily and Keith. Yeah, I'm really lucky to be part of this library team, really with an amazing staff. So what do we do at the library? We are located in Building C on the second floor. So we take up the whole second floor. And I'll show you a picture in a second because I have a few slides to go over. But you go through the main entrance between B and D buildings and go up the stairs to us. And right now we are open for only curbside pickup Monday through Thursday, and that's 9 to 3 hours. And let me, what was that third question I was supposed to answer? Oh, what do we do for students? Okay, so I'll cover all that now. First, let me share the screen and take you to our website here. So if you start from RTC homepage, which I like to do when I'm looking for anything RTC related, look at that top, menu. We are right there. We have a library ribbon. So this will give you all the basic information about the library. And as you'll see, we're closed during the pandemic right now. You can reach us through email at librarian@rtc.edu, and you can even text us. So we have a text line. There's also book a librarian sessions, which are really helpful for your students when they've got a paper to write, they've got to do citation, they've got to do research, and they need someone to really sit with them and go through resources, go through the databases, how, look at their paper and help them cite everything correctly, or, otherwise attribute it in the way they're supposed to. There's also 24-hour reference chat. So any hour of the day, they can reach out and get help. Now, like in the middle of the night, it's not going to be one of us library staff. It's going to be a partner at another institution, probably halfway across the world, to kind of help get them started, but then we'll follow up. We're really trying to make these online services available right now, since we are physically closed. I am working a lot on instruction, and in the last 3 months, I've met with a lot of faculty, visited as many classrooms as I could, and we have really started embedding our workshops in program classes. And so we teach things from, anything from citation, as I mentioned, to like job searching and networking skills. And even fake news, and just critical thinking and information literacy really is our is a core component of what we do. And let's talk about curbside services, because folks can still get library materials through us. They just have to go about it in a slightly different way, because when we were open fully, we would have, you know, people all in the library visiting our computer lab, or our instruction lab, sorry, visiting our stacks, using our study rooms. It was really a meeting space and kind of a gathering space for people to work, exchange ideas, and find information. And so it was really like a hub of information and kind of like, you know, doing work. And we had great space for that. So of course, that is, you know, that's not happening right now. But I am pleased to announce that we are working real hard on reopening efforts. So most likely we're going to be able to do a soft reopening in the summer, with I believe 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. hours, Monday through Thursday. And so, you know, with safe social distancing practices and all that, people will be able to come in and use our collection again. But in the meantime, you know, if folks need materials and need to pick up, this is what they do. So they go to the building C, they give us a call, and ahead of time, there's a form to fill out to let us know what you want to request. And again, you can reach out at any time and we can show you the steps to do that. Okay, we want to break down as many barriers as possible so people can get the materials they need. What kind of materials? Tons of books for, you know, on writing, on research. We have a big ELA collection. We really support the CCP departments a lot, and really work with their instructors to kind of make sure that their students, we can take away those barriers for them to get their materials. I just mentioned them as an example, but of course we serve the whole campus. Did you know we also have fiction and movies? So it's not just all academic, you know, there's different materials to check out just for your interest. There's things like dictionaries, encyclopedias, so just a lot of resources that may be helpful. This is the entrance to the library, and it is a view of our book drop right there outside building C. And you can just return materials at any time. The library doesn't have to be open. So just pop them in and we'll, you know, get them the next day or the next business day. There's also the textbook access program, which a lot of people don't know about, but we're really trying to promote because, you know, textbooks are expensive, and you know, some people, you know, for whatever reason can't get access to the textbook they need, and that's why this program was created. Thanks, you know, to funding from Associated Student Government, we're able to purchase textbooks and add to our collection and check them out to the students that need them. You know, they just fill out a form, let us know what they need, and then we kind of take them through the steps, work with the bookstore to acquire it, and then check it out to the student. So make sure, you know, you remember that that is a resource. If your student, you know, needs a textbook and they can't get it, we can help. And they can book a librarian. Again, on our website, there's a link. It just takes you to the Google form, and you let us know like what you're working on, what class it's for, when's a good meeting time, how you'd like to meet, and then we figure that out, and you know, reach back out to you so that we can meet and help with any kind of research papers, anything that the library, you know, has a resource for, which is a lot. And there's the 24-hour chat too, as I mentioned. And then here's my contact. I loaded it in the chat as well. as well as the librarian email. So if you use the librarian@rtc.edu, it'll go to all of us librarians. And then, whoever is available or kind of on shift at that time can respond to you. And so we try to be really prompt with that response rate. And I just wanted to highlight that Sarah mentioned earlier, our mental health resource guide, our LibGuide here on the mental health awareness page. If you click on it, highly encourage you to check it out. So the first tab will tell you about, the schedule of events for Mental Health Week. But what we're really proud of is our list of curated resources. We've got podcasts, we've got good articles, quick articles on taking care of yourself. These are really hilarious videos. I encourage you to check these out. They're short videos. And then there's a couple of good movies that we've watched and wanted to share with everybody. There's one on mindfulness and then one called Shoulder the Lion. So, and then there's ebooks. I'm working on populating this with some physical books too. And so this is a guide for you to share with anybody who might benefit. And one more thing to plug. Sorry, I'm taking so much time. Thursday at 11:30, our colleague Brianne does a story time, and it's not to be missed. So if you have young children or even maybe a little bit, preteen kids, I think they would really enjoy the session. This week's session is going to be about handling multiple feelings, and so it's very it's very appropriate for this theme. And with that, I'll end my sharing. If Keith and Emily have anything else to add, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, I'm done. Thank you all so much.
I'll just add, thank you, Day. I'll just add one more thing. I forgot to mention that I will be doing the presentation tomorrow at 3 p.m.
And I just want to say that the library is a small team, RTC is small enough, but anything that you need to find that you can't find, any library service, any of us can get the other one. We talk to each other all day long. So whoever you reach first can help you with whatever it is you're trying to find.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dave, Keith, and Emily. Next up, we have Anthony, who will be providing some information on advising.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick screen share, and I'll try to go as quick as possible. Everybody see the RTC website okay? Make sure I hit the right one. All right, so like I said, I'll be brief. You've had a ton of information already. My name is Anthony Coverin, the Dean of Student Success here at Renton Technical College. I always say that whenever you're kind of getting all these different resources, it's kind of like trying to drink out of a fire hydrant. So I understand there's a lot to kind of sift through. I'm going to show you another resource that you maybe want to take advantage of, but luckily this is recorded. Go back, rewatch it, copy and paste some of these links in the chat. The area I'm going to try to highlight here is the Student Success Center. So if you are on the Renton Technical College main website, if you go to Current Student, right here under Support Services, there's a bunch of these services that we've already kind of reviewed. This one I'm going to click on, it's Counseling and Advising. You can also get to our main advising page by clicking on rtc.edu/advising in your web browser. But the Student Success Center, it houses a lot of different things. It houses entry advising, academic career counseling, international student advising, behavioral health counseling, which I think they're going to kind of review next, and then workforce funding. We assist with a lot of different things, but in short, our goal is to help you with, defining an educational plan, keep you on track in the classroom if you're struggling, getting you connected with all the many resources that we just kind of got a little preview of. So again, if you're having trouble trying to digest like all these different things, your counselor has everything put to memory. They have everything ready to go, and their goal and their job is to kind of help you along this journey. So I always try to say, if you can kind of remember one person to kind of get connected with, if you do need help, please reach out to your academic counselor or advisor. and they'll make sure to kind of get you connected with those different support services. Very easy to get a hold of us here. If you scroll down just a little bit, you can send us an email, call us, text us. We offer those Zoom lobbies, which were discussed earlier today. So Zoom lobbies Monday through Thursday in the morning and afternoon. You can also book an appointment with us. We have a Microsoft bookings page as well. And then towards the bottom here, we have a list of all the different counselors and advisors that are part of the department. So you can always call them or email them. Actually, email is probably the best way to get a hold of them right now during the pandemic. And our goal is to hopefully get back on person here in the summertime. Right now, all of our services, if you set up an appointment, are either going to be a phone call appointment or a Zoom appointment. But again, we'll look to hopefully open up back here in the summertime in the fall, pending what happens here with this pandemic. Last thing I'll leave you with is if you go to rtc.edu/orientation or /NSO, this is just another great resource page that kind of compiles everything. It's meant for our new students. There's just a lot of great information for our current students. It goes over its COVID safety protocol, our emergency notification site. There's a bunch of great videos. And then again, links to all of these helpful resources that were mentioned before. The library, the tutoring center, behavioral health services, veteran center. And then even more so, there's information on each individual specific program in case you have unique questions about your program. So again, if you're in the accounting program, you can click on the accounting button and then voila, it has a picture of who the accounting advisor is, including their contact information. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to that accounting advisor to talk about the behavioral health services that you're all here to discuss today.
Thank you so much, Anthony. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen, and I'll be navigating while Sarah's talking. Thank you so much, Sarah.
So, hi, McKinney and I are part of the behavioral health team here at RTC. I'm sure by this point, you guys are super surprised to hear that about us. So here's the behavioral health webpage, and it is easy to find, rtc.edu/behavioral-health. Easily, the best way to get a hold of us, I would say, is via email. We have an email that is joint, which is wonderful because both of us can check it. So every day it gets checked by one of us. There's also a phone number, which we do checked often, but probably not as often as our email. McKinney has done a wonderful job of keeping us up to date. So we have several social media platforms. We are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And then also the next part over here on this right-hand side is how to refer someone to us. So if you're interested in services, you can refer yourself, which is lovely. If you have a friend that you're like, I think he could just benefit from a phone call. You can put their information in there. If you're a faculty or staff member and you're working with a student and you're like, oh, I think this is more than I do. I think this is out of my scope of practice. I would love to refer her to this department so that they can get a phone call and get a check-in. Then you can do that as well. So you just let us know who you are, faculty, staff, or student. You click on it, and then you fill out the information. It's a really quick survey. The other great way, probably my favorite thing about what we have is we do have a 1-hour Zoom lobby once a week for faculty, staff, and students. I think 2 weeks ago, we had a couple of faculty and staff members and a student, and it was really a wonderful opportunity for all of us to kind of share and process some things that were going on in the world. And so, like I said, it's Thursdays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. McKinney and I are usually in there together, and it's just a drop-in safe place for anyone who's interested in coming in and chatting about anything that's going on. We encourage the more people, the merrier, staff, students, faculty, whoever's interested in coming. And I really think it's a nice space for us to remember that we're all in this together, right? And that whether you're staff, student, or faculty, we're probably dealing with some of the same things because we're all in a pandemic. We're all in some interesting social things that are going on around the world too. So it was a really nice opportunity a few weeks ago when we had a bunch of people who were there. And then the other things that are important on this webpage are just briefly, there's some information about how to find us. There's information about when is appropriate to send students to us. And then we have a little document real quick about how to help students who are in distress, which is, you know, how and when to call us versus maybe 911. We want to make sure that everybody knows when and who to call. And then back to the homepage. On the left-hand side, we have a really great place. So this is a lot for students and for faculty and for staff. If you're sending a student to us and it's a referral that they need, maybe there's an opportunity for us to have that information available to you so you don't have to send them to us, because sometimes there's some wait or some lag time between when they can get in with us. And McKinney did an amazing job of compiling this information. I can't think of something that's not on here. And if you can, please let us know, because we want to continue to add to it. The website has been really quick at updating information for us and including additional services that we find. And then, of course, the second part on here is the link to Mental Health Awareness Week, which is what we're doing this week. And so I think that brings us back to maybe the closing. I and McKinney both really wanted to take a second and thank everyone who was able to attend today. And thank you for everything you do on a daily basis to help our students. I know that McKinney and I are the behavioral health or mental health team on campus, but we fully acknowledge and are aware that everybody who is here and everybody who plays a role in students' lives participates in providing positive mental health to them. All of these services that we have really make a huge difference in our students' lives. And so we just wanted to thank you, not just for being here today, but also for everything you do for our students every day.
Thank you. And with that said, that is the conclusion of the kickoff for Mental Health Awareness Week. Thank you so much, everybody, for attending. And head to rtc.edu/mental-health-awareness-week-2021 to attend any other events this week. Thank you again.